Hello, Year 7s. So we're going to talk about converting decimals and fractions here. You're then going to do exercise 6G and also 6H. So what are we going to talk about in this lesson? We're going to talk about turning a decimal into a percentage and turning a decimal into a fraction. So let's first talk about converting a decimal to a fraction. So to do this, use your knowledge of place value and express the decimal places as a fraction whose denominator is a power of 10. Remember to simplify the fraction whenever possible. So if I have 0.2, well, I know that this 2 is in my tenths column. So this is 2 tenths. And then you just need to remember to simplify this. Both of those are divisible by 2. So this will become 1, this will become 5. So my answer will be 1 on 5. Now, if I want to take a decimal and turn it into a percentage, we follow these instructions. To convert a decimal to a percentage, multiply the decimal by 100 to obtain a percentage. This is done by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. So I'm going to take my decimal, 0.2, and times it by 100. And we know that the effect of timesing something by 100 is moving the decimal place once, twice to the right. Let me try that again. Once, twice to the right. So that means now I'm going to end up with 20%. And that's exactly what this is going to be, 20%. And that is how we think about these things. That is how you go from a decimal to a percentage and a decimal to a fraction. So let's now practice this skill again and again. So if I give you 0.4, you should immediately be able to tell me, hey, that's 40%. And what you should be doing in your head is taking that 0.4 and timesing it by 100, because that's going to give you that 40 there. If I give you 0.36, again, you're taking 0.36 and you're timesing it by 100, which is giving you 36. So that means your answer is going to be 36%. And again, after a while, you probably can just see this straight away and turn it into that. And that's what we want. That's fantastic. The next one, we've got 1.6. Now, this is one whole. And whenever you got one whole, that means that's like 100%. And this 6 is like 60%. So it's 160% here. And then for the last one, if you're like, well, what on earth is that going to be? Remember our technique. It always works. I'm taking 0.239 and timesing it by 100. And now I'm taking my decimal point and I'm moving it once, twice. So that means it's now there. This is going to be 23.9%. So it's going to be 23.9%. Perfect. All right, let us now turn these decimals into fractions. And again, we're going to use our knowledge of place value. So this means I have 4 tenths. So 4 on 10. And then what you do then is simplify. Both of these are divisible by 2. This will be 2. This will be 5. My answer will be 2 on 5. Then we keep on going. The next one I have is this. Now, remember, you want to look at your last digit here. So I'm in my hundredths. So that's going to be 36 hundredths, or 36 on 100. Both of those are divisible by what? 4. So this will be 9. This will be 25. My answer will be 9 on 25. Then we keep on going. My next one is 1.6. Now, this is an interesting one. It's 1.6. Now, I know that if I want to write this as a fraction, this 1 is just going to be 1 whole, and then this 6 will be 6 on 10, because it's 6 tenths, and then we can simplify 6 tenths here to be what? Well, both of those are divisible by 2, so it'll be 3 on 5. So my answer will be 1 and 3/5. And then for the last one here, remember you want to be looking at your last digit here. So that's in my thousandths. So this is going to be 239 on 1000. So just as we did up here, we looked at our last one and said, hey, that's the hundredths. Well, this one we said that's the thousandths. And that is how we wrote it as a fraction. All right, hopefully all of that has made sense.